Big story out of Hollywood right now. Over 400 celebs, including Tom Hanks, Jennifer Aniston, Meryl Streep, and many more, have signed an open letter defending Jimmy Kimmel after his show was suspended. What's going on? Why are people talking about free speech, and what does this mean for Hollywood and the media? Let's dive in. I'm your host. You can find us on all podcast platforms. First up on our network, here's what happened. Last week, Jimmy Kimmel Live was pulled by ABC. This came after Kimmel made comments in his monologue criticizing certain groups on the political right following the death of activist Charlie Kirk. According to reports, Kirk's death certificate listed his cause of death as complications from an overdose. On his show, Kimmel said that maybe he shouldn't have taken that blue pill that says it'll make you live forever, making a reference to a recent event where a group of young activists overdosed on psychedelic drugs while attending a Turning Point USA conference. That led to their hospitalization. The blue pill referenced the drug 25I. Some viewers took issue with Kimmel's commentary. They felt it was inappropriate given the circumstances surrounding Kirk's death. Now, not long after the episode aired, news broke that the show would be suspended indefinitely. A spokesperson for ABC said the decision was made after careful consideration and was not made by the network caving into pressure. However, there were some intense calls for the show to be canceled. In fact, a number of ABC affiliates felt pressured. Some had already faced scrutiny over airing the program earlier in the year when it featured an anti-police segment. Others were reportedly contacted by the FCC after that episode. Now, as more and more news outlets reported on the affiliate stations which refused to air the program, apparently Disney, which owns ABC, pulled the plug. Next, the open letter. Soon after, the American Civil Liberties Union organized an open letter in response to the suspension. As of today, September 25th, it has more than 400 signatures from actors, musicians, directors, and others in Hollywood. Here's what it says. We, the undersigned, are writing to express our deep concern over the suspension of Jimmy Kimmel Live. In a nation that prides itself on free speech and democracy, it is alarming to witness the chilling effect of government pressure on our fundamental rights. The letter goes on to state that the show's removal is a dark moment for freedom of speech in our nation. It adds that government pressure on media figures, threats of retaliation, or other forms of punishment, whether financial, professional, or otherwise, for exercising their constitutionally protected right to speak out against the government or its policies, undermine our most cherished freedoms. The letter then ends with a strong statement. When one voice is silenced, it endangers all voices. Some of the signatories include Tom Hanks, Jennifer Aniston, Meryl Streep, Ben Affleck, Selena Gomez, Lin-Manuel Miranda, Natalie Portman, Jamie Lee Curtis, Robert De Niro, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Mark Ruffalo, Kathy Bates, Ava DuVernay, Judd Apatow, and many more. Now, what does it all mean? Well, to many in the media, politics, and free speech advocacy groups, this is reminiscent of past periods of censorship in America, like during the McCarthy era. They're concerned that broadcasters and networks will now feel pressured to self-censor, especially when discussing controversial or political topics. The Daily Beast reports that many see this move as an extreme overreaction. The online magazine quotes one individual close to the situation who said, "This feels like they've crossed a line. Everyone is worried. This seems like something that should have been dealt with by a warning instead of pulling the whole show." Others argue that this just proves how much power Hollywood really has, specifically when stars take a stand on an issue and mobilize public opinion. Now, what happens next? Well, it remains to be seen if Kimmel will be back on the air anytime soon. Reports indicate that those at ABC, Disney, and the FCC are still hashing out the details around the show's future. But one thing is clear, this incident will likely spark conversations in boardrooms and writers' rooms across Hollywood and beyond as people consider the implications for free speech, artistic expression, and the role of entertainment in society. Now, what do you think? Was the suspension of Jimmy Kimmel's show justified, or was it an overreaction? Can free speech survive when powerful organizations are involved? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, give it a like, share, and subscribe for more Hollywood and media news breakdowns. Until next time, stay informed and keep the conversation going.